A little about snakes. When I first decided to write an article on snakes, my idea was to educate the reader on the topic, trying to convince them that snakes are not something to fear. I now realize that it is impossible to present all the needed information in such a short article. Instead of trying to convince you not to fear them, I will give you some food for thought regarding snakes. Maybe I can even dispel a few fallacies. Growing up in Canada, I only remember seeing a snake once as a child. Canada has only a handful of snake species, and the only one that is venomous. It is strange that in a place where people rarely, if ever, see snakes, that there would be a fear of them, but nowhere are we safe from the powers of influence. Movies use this fear of snakes and deepen it by portraying them as aggressive and deadly. In fact, with one or two exceptions, snakes are very timid and would much rather slither away than have an encounter with a big ugly ape. One of the most recent Hollywood movies about snakes was Anaconda. In this film, a huge computer-generated anaconda moved through the Amazon, attacking and eating people. One thing is true, anacondas are big and can grow to monstrous sizes, but they are also noted for being very timid and reclusive. But I guess timid and reclusive doesn't sell movies. Another popular misconception is that snakes are slimy. This is far from true. If you have ever felt the skin of a snake, you know that it is dry and, in most cases, very smooth. One of the smoothest, softest things I've ever touched was the skin of a baby Brazilian red-tailed boa. It was about a foot long and as smooth as silk. Even adult red-tailed boas are quite smooth, but not nearly as much as a baby. In a country inhabited by many snakes, like Taiwan, you need to educate yourself, learn to identify venomous species and how to avoid them. Take precautions when you are walking in areas that are likely to be inhabited by snakes. Do not walk quietly through the grass. Make lots of noise so that if snakes are in the area, they are aware of you. The number one reason a snake will bite is if it is surprised. Although I don't think snakes should be feared, they should be respected. Educate yourself, and you will enjoy nature all the more. Vocabulary. Convince. Convince. Food for thought. Food for thought. Dispel. Dispel. Fallacy. Fallacy. Species. Species. Venomous. Venomous. Influence. Influence. Portray. Portray. Aggressive. Aggressive. Slither. Slither. Encounter. Encounter. Anaconda. Anaconda. Generate. Generate. Monstrous. Monstrous. Reclusive. Reclusive. Misconception. Misconception. Slimy. Slimy. Brazilian. Brazilian. Boa. Boa. Inhabit. Inhabit. Identify. Identify. Precaution. Precaution.